Who am I best at? Wazzam! What's good, everybody? It's your boy Nico Williams back with another episode of Keep It 99. You know, that's 99 is close that you keep to 100, man. We got a lot to talk about today. This is the versus episode. This is the versus episode. It's everybody versus every doggone body, and it's all for that cheddar. Cardi B, Lil Nas X, Drake, Kanye, Stephen A. Smith, and Michael Irvin, Paul Pierce versus ESPN, and LeBron. Rashid versus LeBron. It's going down. AEW versus WWE. Richard Spencer can't go home. We got a lot to talk about.
We do. We have a lot to talk about, my guy. We got Boosie versus Lil Nas X. We got Twitch versus YouTube. Everything going down today, my guy.
And of course, I couldn't do it without my boys L-May, man. I couldn't do this without my boys L-May.
It's your boy Life L-May, looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. We out here blessed, highly favored.
Facts. All right, on today's episode, man, but first and foremost, gotta check on my boy. How you doing today, man?
I'm blessed. Again, very blessed. Highly favored, looking cute. As I said before, we doing this thing today, man.
Facts, man. It's so much versus in the world. It's so much me against you. It's so much you against me going on right now. And it's getting out of hand. Like this morning, I'm back on my regular schedule at work and whatnot. And, I'm like, it's time for that Skip versus Shannon stuff. But something else caught my eye. It was Stephen A. Smith screaming at Michael Irvin at 10 o'clock in the morning. So today was the first day, or the other day was the first day for Michael Irvin to be on First Take. Man, listen, I can't, not at 10 o'clock in the morning, man. Not them two together, 10 o'clock in the morning. Then I look up today, Paul Pierce talking about he was ready to leave ESPN because all they make him do is talk about Bryant anyway. So they got that. Then She Wallace is talking about you couldn't play in my era. LeBron James played 8 years out of your 16 years in the NBA. So I don't understand where that sentiment came from, because if LeBron was not a part of your era, he was definitely a baby in your era. And I remember Rashid Wallace getting dunked on, Kanye and Drake. It's just so much going on, man. Why everybody just versus? You brought that up on Zell Theory. Everybody was talking about that stuff. But shout out, make sure y'all go tune into that episode. It was very fun. It was you spit some facts on that one. That was a pretty good one. I mean, typically on Zell Theory, he'll talk about like mole rats secretly wanting to take over the universe, but like today he was talking that stuff. And this is kind of like we can piggyback off of it a little bit. He's talking about people monetizing, getting the drama for the money, and not so much the substance. It's just me versus this person and that person versus me, and I don't think we need no more of that, man. So what you got, man? What you got today? What verses do you want to start with?
Yo, man, people been wanting to put me against academics forever. And one of my highest view videos was actually me telling academics he's dumb over the Freddie Gibbs thing, because Ack is a troll. It wasn't even nothing against Ack, but he's a troll and he should know better. And I want to first start off by saying R.I.P. to Michael K. Williams, most noted for The Wire, the greatest show of all time. Y'all can argue me. I know the other shows y'all put up there. Breaking Bad is up there, by the way. I love Breaking Bad, but The Wire is still the best show of all time. Boardwalk Empire, more recently, award-winning Lovecraft Country, an amazing actor. 50 Cent tried to use his death to shield. People didn't like that. They didn't like that shilling at all. So R.I.P. to Michael K. Williams, and congrats to Offset and Cardi B for the second child. So we want to get those little things out the way real quick. And first thing, let's talk about it.
Don't nobody want to hear about that wholesome stuff, man. We're not here for that. We're not here for that.
We're here for the verses. Y'all here for the verses. We had to get it out the way, but of course we got to start off with Donda versus Certified Lover Boy. This is what they want to start off with. This is what y'all want. This hip hop battle. Who did it? Kanye got the first week sales. He got 350,000 people. Don't forget, he started late. He didn't get that Friday. He didn't get that Friday, Saturday special, Sunday special. So he started on what day? Monday, Tuesday? What day did Donda come out? Yeah.
Donda came out on Sunday. I thought it was intentional.
Oh, it came out Sunday. So he lost Friday and Saturday. So when you do numbers, you gotta remember that because the week starts on Sunday. So you gotta remember that. I mean, week starts officially Fridays. That's how it does. That's why all albums release at midnight. I want y'all to just remember that. That's why it's done like that. Albums release at 12 midnight every album, because that's what time they start counting the sales, because every rapper wants that high sale count so they can get more money and negotiate deals and whatnot. So that came out that day. So 352,000 2 days late, and on a morning. It didn't even come out at midnight. It came out morning. So he lost a few more hours on that. And so he got number one that week, 350 something thousand. It's amazing. Drake is on pace for 650,000. According to the statistics, Drake first day blew Kanye's out the water. I think Kanye was at 94 million streams on the first day. Drake was at 154, but the second day Kanye actually went up on his second day sales, which was 104 million, and I think Drake went to 89 million. So based on how you want, go in chat and argue right now in the comment section. It don't matter.
Chat, by the way, I can't wait till we get to the super duper niggas arguing in chat. I can't wait till we get to that. That's gonna be fun. I just want to tell the mods to tell them to be respectful, y'all. Be respectful. Leave Zelmay alone today.
Hey, y'all going? Yo, I done shut a lot of people, especially when I was doing them solo episodes. People get hushed. Dude tried to tell me about dude from Mississippi. Yeah, like, bro, don't tell me about people from Mississippi and history, dog. I know more. I know they family, dog. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the albums? Because this is the versus episode, unfortunately. Did you like both albums? Did you enjoy them? What did you like about them?
I had a good time. So Donda pops off, and I'm like, all right, cool. This is artistic music. Cool. This is Kanye. Cool. But it's like his other ones. Like, I got a couple songs that I go back. I favorited them, so it'll be cool when it just come around randomly on my videos I like, or songs I like. But Drake definitely had a couple more of them, because again, I like to tell people when it comes down to music, it depends on my mood. So like Kanye West, when I met him, I was in a space where I wanted to prove I was the best. I was in a space that I wanted to do all that when I first met Kanye West. But Drake is more relevant for me right now because I am certified lover boy.
Is that why you don't like you're wearing a muscle shirt and a jean jacket?
Yes.
Okay, Unico Button.
Yeah.
His first name Joe, by the way. This is amazing. He shaved his beard.
Yeah, I did shave my beard. Because I'm a certified lover boy. But I mean, like I said, he had a lot of songs where he's talking trash about women, and he never gets canceled. You notice that? Drake goes right to the line of calling women hoes, man. He's like right on the line. Whereas even Future does it like that. Anyway, I digress.
Future goes over the line and they don't care. They just enjoy it. He makes twerk music. That's all you gotta do. Make some twerk music. Make a dumb song called Too Sexy for my shirt, Too Sexy for Cap, I'm Too Sexy for the Trap. That song is so, I'm seeing y'all try to pull this off on social media. I'm seeing y'all trying on TikTok. I even went to the little original thing on TikTok just to see if it would pop off on TikTok. People not rocking with it. And it's almost all female trying to do it. And some like little white kid. And they all fell in miserable. The song is not good, bro. I know we tried to make it a thing.
It grows on you. I think it grows on you.
That song is. That's the first song I listened to 8 times. This is how you know if I really hate a song. I'm weird, right? So I will listen to a song a lot if I really feel like I hate it. I'm like, do I really hate this song? Or am I just tripping right now? So I listen to it 8 times. That's when you know I hate a song. Because if I like a song, I like it, put it in my favorites, and then continue down the album. And then like I'm gonna revisit it, make sure whatever. And if I don't like a song, I probably skip it or whatever. That's how I do. Well, I don't really skip the first time I listen to it. I skip the second time, but the first time I can listen to it through and see if I like it.
It was the video for me.
They brought Kawhi with this. How you know that song wasn't serious? Yo, but I'm gonna give that song credit. I'm gonna give it credit though. That initial sample and then that beat drop was hard. It's in the group chat. One of my group chats I was in. I was like, yo, when a song came on, I'm like, this sample go hard, this beat go hard, and then they started rapping. I'm like, what? What are you saying?
And also to clear that sample, I think they went through a lot of hoops to clear that.
Drake can clear whatever he want.
That's fair. That's fair.
Drake had Michael Jackson in a song 10 years after he passed away. That Drake can clear whatever he wants. Like, it's certain people I know that if someone calls an estate to clear something, it will probably be clear. It's like only 4 artists that can probably do that at this point. And probably 2 in hip hop. And that's Kendrick and Drake. I don't even think Kanye have clearance troubles, but anybody else don't. I don't think Kendrick has clearance. Maybe because he waits 6 years to release the album. So it cleared like 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, like it's already been cleared. You can just drop like at any point because 6 years ago it was cleared.
Yeah, he cleared it 6 years ago, so it don't matter. But Drake can drop cleared. I'm pretty sure it cleared. So
that's what's up, man.
But I couldn't let that drop. I gotta criticize. That song was trash, dog. That song was terrible.
I'm not mad at it. It grew on me. It's not. I haven't played it in 2 days.
It's because it's trash. I said, but I see people. I see some captions too on Instagram. Oh, but you know who getting off on it? OnlyFans girl. They getting off on that. I seen it. I figured it out. They're like, I'm too sexy for my shirt, and just put captions on it. They're like, sub to my OnlyFans. I'm like, okay. I see what Drake did this for them. Okay. It's not for me. This song's still trash, but you make captions for. TSU is amazing, by the way. Can I say that?
You say whatever you want.
TSU is amazing. The reason I'm asking is because let's be negative. Let me be the bad guy. What my Sky Hall? Let me be the bad guy.
Talking about they expect that as soon as they hit play on this, they expected you to be the bad guy.
Can I be the bad guy?
At least 85% of the video.
Can I be the bad guy? CLB was so mid, bruh. I wanted to praise what I wanted to praise, so TSU was gonna get praised. That Lil Wayne verse was amazing. What's it? Fresh Faces, and that song with Kid Cudi, I like. But after that, well, I said that's a Fresh Faces with Travis Scott was alright, but the rest of them songs put academics to sleep.
Are you not going through something? Maybe everybody's nice and in love now. Maybe that's what it is. See, I'm not in love. Well, I'm in love, but like ain't nobody in love with me type shit. You feel me? So Drake hits different for me. And I'd be like, yeah, that I thought that. Hell yeah. Yeah, that.
So what you're telling me right now, Joe?
Yo.
Unicode button. What you're telling me is that you are a lesbian.
Yes.
Girls like yeah, I'm like, I can see this song getting off though. It ain't for me. I can see it. I can see Joe playing this song in his muscle shirt in his room just dancing. I can really see it. I can just see you just playing.
I really wasn't too big on that song.
You didn't like that one? I thought that was your song. I thought you and Joe Budden and what's the other guy name? And Andrew Schultz.
Well,
Andrew Schultz hated the album, bro.
If I were able to take more car rides, then I would. But unfortunately, due to my bank situation, I got to sit real still. So I can't go on them car rides. And how many car rides is it gonna take for you to listen to 27 songs, bro?
Man, that's music nowadays. Hey, by the way, pray for Joe, man. Just pray for him.
I'm actually taking this surprisingly well, honestly.
He is. So pray for Joe. And that's on a serious note too, but yeah. Donda. Donda is
But where there's a will, there's a way, Zelmay.
just keep stumping, my guy. Donda was intriguing to me because that album actually grew on me. Whereas I liked, when I say it was Certified Lover Boy did something that's unique. I liked it the first time. I gave it a 7. And the more I listened to it, the more I realized that Drake did all these songs again before. And I hated it. I'm like, is this heaven? Didn't I listen to this on Take Care? Is he remixing the same songs with low quality beats he just bought from some dude?
Oh God!
Because they told him that hey, bro, this album late, bro. I know you got TSU and a few other songs. We need to put 20 songs to game the system. So go out there and just put 12 trash songs out there. Yo, Drake, we ain't never getting a Drake interview, but I don't even want a Drake interview. What I look like?
Well, I gotta ask you this. I mean, let's dig deeper into the versus aspect of this. I don't think we got into what the bullet that's really in the chamber. We're talking about a song that Kanye did featuring Andre 3000 gets him out of retirement.
Second best song on his album would have been.
And it's because Andre's cussed.
Andre's spot was amazing. I actually think Kanye gave a kind of cold verse. But if you ever lost someone, that Andre 3000 verse hit.
That was a big one, man. I was thinking, I ain't gonna lie, like when I first heard it, I was like, oh, it's a Drake diss. And I'm like, I didn't come here for this. I miss you, Grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Like, Daddy, you see Donda.
I'm like, Kanye, this ended up probably would have been your second or third best track. It should have been your first if you did with your part on it. Because Andre 3000 said that verse, that Drake diss wasn't the original verse that Kanye had on it.
Yeah.
So he changed it to be a diss, and then some weird rich nigga beef, Drake releases this track.
I said, where did he get it from? How you get a hold of your own beef, your own diss track?
Yo, the level of, we got to talk about this beef real quick. This beef is legendary. Kanye said he bought a company just so, he said he would buy what, AEG? He said he would, just to clarify, because some people know you said it. He said he would buy what, AEG and Nike because they working together with Drake, so Drake could have a line of shoe or clothing. And Kanye like, I might buy that company. I'm like, what kind of beef do y'all have? Like, this is like, instead of just yelling at each other in the street, like, we buying companies so you can't work. That's when you're in that 9-figure beef category.
Yeah, that's like a different kind of beef.
Yeah, they all got like signs all over Toronto and New York and Chicago, each other name, and they just right above each other or below.
You know, like, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking, like, now that you put it that way, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, bruh, the most I'll be like, you know, hey, man, Joe was hollering at your girl at the club, bro. All right. This nigga's like, hey, it's a billboard in the middle of Manhattan with your name on it and your address. Like, what? Hey, all your Kanye owns your masters now. We just throwing that out there. What? What? You bought my masters? Yeah. Drake, Kanye bought your masters. Like that's a whole different level. Like, it's one thing to holler at a beautiful girl in the club. It's another thing to be like they got a different beef. Like,
did you hear the first part of it?
No, I listened to the whole thing.
I'm talking about the original when it first came out of Donda. When the first part, well, not the first.
Oh no.
It's like Kanye. I don't know if it was on Donda or it was a song that was on maybe one of his shows where he said that Drake moved to like Calabasas and slept with all Kim's friends.
That's great. That's amazing. And then what if he been with Kim knowing that he's been with all her friends? That's amazing.
Yo, they beef is like, I never really seen like a billionaire beef like in person. I feel like this how all of them is. Like, if Bill Gates and like Jeff Bezos got upset at each other, they'll just start doing stuff like that. They'll start buying random companies that the other one was looking at. Like, like have all the girls Jeff Bezos have like cheating with, that have them all just like sipping Bill Gates tea, and then he do the same thing, because you know they both cheated, so it's public knowledge. I'm not releasing that. I'm not snitching. It's in the report. Bill Gates have like all Jeff Bezos like side chicks just coming in his $200 million mansion on the side of a mountain.
They just do shit just because they got it. Like, and then like, let's not let it get to beef. And then like we were talking about remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking about Nerlens Noel and like this beef with Rich Paul, and then everybody was like, hey, LeBron and Rich gonna get you touched, man. Like that's how rich they are, even to where an NBA player can be touched and nobody would know. Like, oh, we hate that happened to Nerlens Noel. Like, I feel like that's what Jay-Z does. Like, Jay-Z got it to that point where you can't talk crazy about him or you will be seen by some people you've never seen before. Jay-Z never seen before. Like, on some crazy stuff, man. I can't beef with no billionaire. He should just
Kanye was like, Jay-Z, don't send them people after me.
See, he knows. Kanye knows.
But Kanye on that being that little tip now, dude. He's like, hey, Drake, I hang out with the GD.
Oh God. And then he brought that up like out of
But let's say, who won, Donda or CLB to you? I'm gonna give it to Donda.
I'm gonna give it to Donda just because, but at the same time, CLB has a special place in my heart because my heart is broken.
Donda was good, still disappointed. Too many songs on it. They just doing it to game the system. CLB was decent, mid. Mid is not bad. Mid means 6.5. I originally gave it a 7. Felt like it was a 6 after. Let's spread it out, 6.5 maybe, 6.8, something like that. It's gonna get a lot of play because it's Drake, and if you, and a lot of you probably liking, that's okay.
He's okay. Still marketing to the masses. Like, yeah. Kanye's not doing a Kanye workout plan and stuff no more. He's not doing that. He's just making music he likes. So with that being said, Drake definitely has more of the songs on that album that you gonna like casually hear in the club. I don't think nobody's bumping Donda in the club.
Off the Grid, probably the hardest song of the whole week, of the last 2 weeks. Off the Grid is probably the best song. It had Marilyn Manson going crazy.
Yeah, he actually was spitting on that one. What's the other one?
Yo, Marilyn Manson was in the did you see that show? Did you see like part of it on YouTube? Marilyn Manson was sitting there like, you got this weird dude up here. He was just sitting there like this the whole time. And then all of a sudden he played Off the Grid. He was like, I'm like, this stoic weird dude in all black has been sitting here still the whole show. And then Off the Grid come on and he started just moving. Yo, Fabio killed it. He rapped forever though. Fabio rapped forever. Well, but TSU and I told my favorite. What's your favorite on Drake before we get off this?
I gotta listen to it again. I only made it through once.
Joe, I only made it through one time. Joe, did you even like this album?
I like some songs. I was feeling some songs. I actually,
see, but if you only listen to it once, I'm gonna give you that, because I said the same thing you said after the first time. But then when I listen to it again, I started realizing there's other songs. Like, bro, I heard this song from you, and it used to be one of my favorites. I don't want to hear it again. So maybe that's your thing right now. Maybe you just hit it once and that's it. You ain't realize that it's another song you heard.
I don't see myself really going back and listening to a whole lot unless I'm drunk or something, and I just decide that I want to get in that kind of mood.
Bro, Drake already got a song for that, bro. Just go back. You ain't got to listen to CLB when I'm drunk or I'm high.
Oh yeah.
He already got something for that, man. He got something for you. So let's go. We talking about the hate train. Everybody in the comments right now telling you a Drake hater, you a Kanye fan. Joe the Kanye fan. So that's the whole thing. I'm old Kanye fan. I'm not really that much of a new Kanye fan. I'm more of a Drake guy. So this is weird that I'm more arguing for Kanye than Kanye's favorite son right here. But not favorite son. You his oldest son, I guess.
I'm just the oldest one.
Yeah, I'm the oldest one.
So I tried him one time. I tried to fight him one time, and I learned my lesson.
Yeah, so he too rich for fights. You know what I mean? But
What's next, man? What's going on, man? What else? It's so much random verses, man. It's just verses.
Yeah, man. Speaking of, we gotta talk about this title, man. The title is what? It's 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m. somewhere, and somebody's beefing. We gotta go over the title, and we're gonna talk about the title right now. Speaking of hate, we talked about the Drake hate. Lil Boosie hates Lil Nas X.
At this point, I'm pretty convinced he does, but and I don't know, man. He hates Lil Nas X and Zaya Wade.
I don't even know if he cares about. It's all Lil Nas X. Joe, did you see his tweet? Joe, that tweet was at 5:30 in the morning, talking about I'm looking at Lil Nas X before. He look like he about to stop. Like give head, like bro, why are you up at 5:30 looking at Lil Nas X performances?
Can we be fair and say maybe he was on the West Coast, so it was like
3:30 in the morning?
He was like 2 in the morning.
What, 3:30?
Oh, for you it would have been 2 hours behind.
No,
yeah.
I'm considering him in Baton Rouge, so 5:30 is for us. 6:30 be East Coast your time, so it's 6:30 your time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I'm going off our time.
That makes it even worse. Like 6:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, bruh. Like I ain't even thinking about breakfast yet.
Let
alone Lil Nas X.
Why he watching? He's like, bro, you gotta stop Lil Nas X. This performance is like you about to get this man head. I'm like, he ain't got no performance on live right now. What? It's 5:30 in the morning. What are you watching Lil Nas X videos?
He's up that late at night watching that. Early in the morning watching Nas X videos. Damn, man, that's kind of hard to. Lack of a better term, that's kind of hard to swallow, man. That's what you was on at 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, dog.
I just think Boosie need help at this point because I don't know why you so obsessed with this. This I thought like I could have expected you to go on the night before and talk about the little pregnancy pic he did. You talking about a performance that I don't even know what you talking about. By the way, this how you know it's bad. White people don't even care about Lil Nas X right now. Like the conservative white people, they worried about Cardi B and WAP.
Still.
Yeah, they still obsessed with Cardi B. I'm like, bro, this dude slept with the devil, and Ben Shapiro like, don't care. Just leave that over there. By the way, whether you believe what Boosie said, I'm not saying your feelings are right or wrong, but that kid's argument is weak. Because I'm telling you, kids are not watching the Grammys. I don't know anybody under 30 that watch the Grammys, dog.
They might not be watching the Grammys, but they're watching the highlights on Twitter, though.
Stop retweeting the highlights on Twitter.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, man, I'm not sitting through the Grammys like that.
Bro,
I mean, remember how back in the day we used to live tweet stuff? Like, we used to like be watching the Grammys. Oh, I didn't know that was blah, blah, blah.
I live tweet the BET Award more.
Man, I go to trending, and that's how I do it. I'm not about to sit nowhere for 2 hours unless I'm watching Space Jam, I guess. So that being said, yeah, man, no.
It's like, yeah, y'all can argue in the comments. Do y'all agree with Boosie's statement? Or wasn't it? I'm not even gonna accept the disagreement that Boosie not obsessed because this is weird. It's like every 3 days you mention this man's name and he ain't never spoke to you. I can understand you making a point about it once or twice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once you just keep mentioning, and like, it's other people too that you can mention that's like doing stuff that if you disagree with, it's a lot of artists that's on. Half of them try to cancel the baby. What a Demi Lovato, Elton John. You could just bring them all. No, specifically, Lil Nas X. It's kind of weird, bro. I'm just he don't do.
Shout out to the baby for getting out of that situation, man.
Yeah, he made a dope verse on Jail too. I said one thing they didn't like, but he did do his time for the incident about the SED people. He went and talked to some people, get educated more. He said he didn't say nothing about any other group, so you can't tell him what he said. So he still refusing that. But that's all I care. I don't hold grudges against nobody, bro. So I don't know what's going on in the world. Y'all hold too much stuff against people y'all don't know. So, I don't like y'all hold. That's too much. That's too much hate, bro.
We learned that word today, parasocial, because we all fell in love with Steve from Blue's Clues, and we learned today that when you love somebody that you ain't never met, you still try and form a bond with them. And that's what we learned with Steve from Blues Clues. Happy 25th anniversary to Blues Clues, dog. Thank
Let's
you
go. I
so
grew
much.
up on that show.
Facts,
Came out
man.
when I was 5. That's interesting. So it's a big year for me. I like 5. 5 and 6 was my good year. Let's take a break from verses and let's talk about Richard Spencer. You ever heard of Richard Spencer, Joe?
You bring him up often when you get upset about things you see on Fox News. So what I know about him is what you tell me. So I might be biased because
I don't even really know Richard Spencer. He just shows up because he's a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, he's the guy they threw like a bottle out on that one time, right?
Yeah, they be trying to. Effectively, he said he's a Nazi, and essentially, the town of Whitefish, Montana, in which he lives in a $3 million home from his mother, who is a very wealthy person, and he lives there. And essentially, he said he's basically broke because no one will serve him anything. He can't go to Walmart. They won't check him out. He's like a millionaire that can't spend money because no one will accept his money. Like, we don't like Nazis here. And I'm like, this is the most intriguing. I have never seen a rich broke person. Because if you think about it, if you ever had like $1 million in your bank and nobody would serve you, aren't you broke essentially? Like, you can't use it. Your money is useless.
Yes, dog. You are powerless. You are reduced to gas station, walking a gas station with your hat all the way down low, just to get a hot dog or something.
No, he can't do that. That's the Klan hat. He can't wear the Klan hat though.
It's called Whitefish, Montana.
Yeah.
Look, yeah.
So I've never heard about, like, this is a weird story. He can't order food. Local officials said he can't buy property. He can't exist in our space. I put the whole article down low so y'all can read more about him if y'all want to talk more about Richard Spencer, the neo-Nazi, the weird guy who's officially the first person I ever should say got canceled. I found a person that actually got canceled, Joe. Richard Spencer, the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, we had people that was like on the line, but that was just like making them cry on Twitter. That's about close to cancel, making people cry on Twitter. That I thought that was the epitome of being canceled, but no, this dude got real life The Sims canceled. Like, you can't go to Kroger. You feel me? You can't go to Kroger and get nothing.
Yeah, I know what he's doing. He probably sending his friends to like somebody that he knows to like go get groceries.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be like all the way that down bad, but that's pretty down bad.
Yeah, but he can't do it himself. He can't go to McDonald's.
Of all places, Montana seems like a very nice place where not that many people live. We gotta ask Wes more about Montana.
Yeah, West be over there in Montana. We know the reasons why. Shout out to my guy West.
Yeah, let's we're gonna actually next Zell theory. Make it do something that has to do with Montana and West.
But we got some other news. We just want to give y'all the information. All the chapters, by the way, are below. We got YouTube versus Twitch. Let me set this up for you. YouTube has signed 2 of the biggest Twitch streamers in the world. Dr. Lupo, not quite as big as name, but the most charitable person on Twitch's platform is now on YouTube. St. Jude, he makes millions of dollars every time he does a charity stream. Amazing dude. He has a wife and kids, all that stuff. You know his son and all that. It's amazing. He gives a great experience. And also they got Tim the Tat Man from Twitch, the biggest, one of the faces of Twitch. The guy been on there since Justin TV, one of the biggest names for years, one of the few people that you can actually say he's been famous for a while on the platform. Him and Nick Merckx and a few other people have been huge for a while on the platform of Twitch. They have signed with YouTube, citing that they can spend more time with their family, and they got a big bag. For those that don't know, I'm gonna give you a little more information. YouTube requires only 100 hours a month of streaming. That's 20 days of 5 hours. Twitch requires 250 to like 300 hours, sometimes 200 hours, depending on how big you are. So that's twice to 3 times as much. Meaning, YouTube, you get the big bag and you get paid anyway, so it don't matter. And it's not, people on YouTube don't tend to leave as much because it's not strictly a streaming service. You can put out a video even when you take breaks. Like I did last week, I still put out a Zell Theory that I recorded a while ago. So you can still do things and people can still join and do membership and you can remind them and everything. Twitch, you have to stream or you'll lose people and they'll find another streamer that they care about more. So they chose to do that. And now it puts us in a debate, YouTube versus Twitch. Can YouTube finally start competing with Twitch? Twitch is a manufactured streaming service. YouTube is a video service that's doing streaming now. Twitch has the advantage there. Unico, what is your thoughts since you're new into the Twitch world, just now getting into Twitch, and YouTube is starting to try to make the run at it?
Well, I got a lot of thoughts. I got a lot of thoughts about, like, you know what, maybe I don't need to just jump straight to Twitch, and get on that. But, 'cause I don't got a real like streaming schedule like I'm supposed to. It's like all bad. But, with YouTube, I can just do stuff, I guess. And I think that YouTube is a little bit more lax than Twitch when it comes to like, like speaking your mind. And I don't think they try and censor you as much as Twitch does. I mean, man, shout out to my boy Shimmy Sheen, bro. He really, that's messed up, man. They should have never did Shimmy Sheen like that. He didn't have all he did was be quiet in front of a computer thing, and then somebody in the chat said or did something stupid that had nothing to do with him. And now he lost his partnership with Twitch. His account is banned, and I think that's jacked up. Whereas YouTube, I think it's a little bit more lax because of the content.
Now, for people to understand, because y'all probably heard us talk about it before, we can't say words. That is not to do a video. That is to, if we say certain words, we lose our CPM. Our CPM go down, mean we get per 1,000 views, we get less money. So that's just an explanation. That's why we're not really censored. We're just trying to keep our CPM high by being as family friendly as possible sometimes, even though 20 minutes in we say whatever, but that's the whole purpose of it. We don't want to get, as you say, we say demonetized because they don't really, unless we go crazy, they won't demonetize it. But that CPM going from $10 per 1,000 to $3. Eric, Joe.
Yeah.
So but Twitch will completely ban you. So they will completely get you out of here.
With you. Great stream last week. So what?
Yeah, so that's the difference between you two. I also want to tell people, I see a lot of people arguing about going to Twitch to YouTube. And my statement here is Twitch is better for the viewer because there's a lot of things Twitch have that's viewer. YouTube is better for the creator. People gonna argue about it, but YouTube doesn't require as much busy work. In school your teacher give you busy work, Joe.
Yeah.
And you don't understand why. But you have that hard teacher, but she doesn't give you as much homework. You just know the test's gonna be hard, but I can just focus on this day.
Yeah.
That's the difference. It's like, okay, Twitch is not quite as hard, but this teacher just give a lot of busy work. Like I gotta continuously do this. YouTube, like, okay, I don't have to continuously do it, but it's hard to grow anyway. It's like, okay, I gotta figure out this algorithm. I gotta figure out what words to say. I gotta figure out how the CPM work. I gotta understand how SEO work on this platform. And once I figure that out, boom, I can start growing. Twitch is more of a grindy. Every time somebody come in my stream, I got to speak to them and make sure I make them feel comfortable just so they can stay. And then I got to continually do that at a time. Whereas YouTube is hard, but once you get that one video and you figure it out, boom, you blow up. But it's still a hard test because there's a lot of people on this platform and a lot of them don't blow up. So that's the biggest difference. But if you notice, this one probably better on your mental. You still got to worry about algorithms and be stressed over it, but it's better on your mental because you don't have to, like, if I'm sick, I can just put out a 10-minute video and I can do something. As on this platform, I got to stream for 8 hours and I'm sick. That's a lot harder to mentally to do. So it's an interesting thing.
I'm gonna throw it out here like this too. Nobody's boycotted YouTube, and if y'all wanted to boycott YouTube, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, I love YouTube, man. Like YouTube is like 98% of my entertainment every single day, man.
YouTube is
And so they might want me to stop, like how they had the whole, blackout Twitch thing or whatever. That's cool. And then we did see some people like Aiden Ross, he did, but he might have had a contractual obligation. He has to do it. And we saw that Miss Dre did, Flight's ex-girlfriend. We saw that she did, so she don't care about the struggle, because it's about Black creators. And I thought I was a little bothered by that with Aiden doing it, because it was like, man, your platform is all the niggas that's around you. Are you kidding me? You got so many Black people on to help you make content, but you on the no stream day, your ass was right up and ready doing a stream. So it could have damn near been a contractual thing. I don't know, but I'm just saying I noticed it. But yeah, I don't do that with you. We don't do that with YouTube. Take a day off from YouTube. No, thank you.
YouTube has too many. YouTube has too many facets in.
Oh yeah, I might need to change my tire. I'm not about to be like, well, I can't use YouTube. No, fuck that. I'm about to use YouTube.
YouTube teaches you how to most people I know learn how to do most of the stuff they do through YouTube.
Oh yes, some of my best recipes, ideals, like, oh, I could take a little something from that for my salmon. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so YouTube is by the way, that's why I said YouTube, people like, oh, YouTube will do like mix and quit. YouTube to make too much money to quit. They don't care. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, if we'll pay money to them and they bring more people to our streams, cool. We'll spend money, because there's no platform richer. Number 1 search engine, Joe.
Google.
Number 2, YouTube. Guess who both of them owned by? Google. I'm pretty sure Google is not going to struggle.
That's why I will always have an Android, sir.
Even if you black out YouTube, Joe, even if you black out YouTube, you're going to use Google. Google make money today.
Oh, yeah.
And Amazon don't care about Twitch as much as Google cares about YouTube. And y'all want to know how I know? Because Google will put every YouTube video up if you Google it. I'm like, you ain't got no other video sites? Nope. YouTube. We own this, you going to this, so we can make money. But it's interesting.
Man stuff.
Yeah, but it's an interesting concept. I can see why people want to. I said Bryant, by the way, on the bottom. Y'all just ignore that. But I can see I can see different ideas. I think content creators might do better on YouTube because you get to create videos too. But if you're a pure streamer, you want to be a professional player in a game, I'll probably stick with Twitch. That's just my assessment. We don't really know which one better for who and whatever, because you can blow up on either one of them. Like, it's not like small streamers gonna struggle regardless because they small streamers. And you just need that opportunity. And both of them sometimes gives you opportunity depending on what you do and how some people take off just because they get embarrassed on stream.
Yeah.
So anything can happen on that situation. So YouTube
stop from falling asleep on stream and still caping for Drake. Ain't he? Said he still apologized, and I seen that on Zelmay's Twitter, on 99 Zelmay on Twitter. Dog, I seen him, and he retweeted something that Ox said, something about like, oh man, Drake, man, he's the top, blah blah blah. He said, you still apologizing, ain't
you? Yo, it's crazy. Back to that, we're gonna get in the next episode, but back to this man, I've been saying CLB a classic for the last 5 days in a row. I'm like, bro, we know what you do. You fell asleep, bro. We saw you fall asleep in that. You can't, hey, bro. I know, bro. I ain't never fell. Yeah, I mean, I was drunk. It was 3 a.m. Blah blah. Nah, bro. I done seen you do that for 50 albums. I haven't yet to see you fall asleep during the album. I seen you fall asleep, but not during the album. So, Joe, this happened to be the first time you fell asleep during the album, Joe. Joe, I have seen him do Trippie Redd's album, J. Cole's album, all these different rappers' albums. He does every release for all of them overnight. Listening party. This is the first time you fell asleep on the album. Come on, bro.
I think he had been drinking a Hennessy since like 4 p.m. though.
Well, he does that every album release party.
I mean, he even started DJing, dog. I think that might have been what tired him out. That's the first time DJ Academics ever DJed.
Yo, that video, by the way, y'all have to watch it. Where Kendrick, who's the top 5 you smoking on? My top 5 is Drake. And then a song coming on.
It's so ironic that he fell out like that.
Yo, he said Drake. That video was hilarious. By the way, we're gonna get
it has no shame. Has no shame at all. Like he acts like it didn't happen. He is on social media as a presence as if it did not happen.
The funny thing is though, Drake made him drink more during the interview when he called him during the stream. Cause you know, anytime Drake hit him up, he's like, Drake, like, I don't care what you talking about right now. Drink the Henny. That's why I called you. He made him drink more. And Drake just laughing, bro. Like that's why he came for Drake. He needs some more of them Instagram lives, bro. That's that boy. That man a fan boy, Drake, bro, for real. Yo, his chat was going crazy when they did CLB versus Donda. They were arguing heavy.
Oh yeah,
they was arguing.
He got a good following, man. He's got a good following. People when he streams, he's in.
Yeah. Final subject. I know Joe got some friends especially interested in this. WWE versus AEW. For y'all that don't know, let me explain a little bit more. AEW has signed Adam Cole and Daniel Bryant. They appeared at All Out last Sunday. They had previously signed CM Punk, who had his first match in 7 years. That had the wrestling internet community going crazy. Adam Cole previously last week was just in WWE. He got his final match with his friend Kyle O'Reilly. Showed up at AEW. WWE has a problem with restructuring contracts to where everybody seemed to get out and leave early because they don't know how to. They seem to like they don't know what they're doing business wise, and that's probably why they hired Nick Khan, who is a great businessman, but I don't think he get professional wrestling. But his job ain't to get professional wrestling. His job is to make the business make sense. Unfortunately, so you kind of want somebody to do both, but it's hard to get somebody to do both. That's why you should have somebody in the room that can offset what he's doing business wise, and like how can we do this to do that. But AEW got him. People are excited.
Jones,
what's that?
I said it's like Jerry Jones. Like he loves it. He got the money. He does the business part, but it just don't click somewhere, and they just ain't won in a long time.
Get you a good general manager. But
essentially,
not your son, but Steven
your son.
Steven does all right though. But you got enough money, you can hire an elite level one.
That's fair.
Where you ain't just like, oh, we made the playoffs. You got enough money, you don't have to do that. But yeah, AEW now is seen as a contender. I really don't know how much they're gonna contend with WWE still. So I want to know your thoughts before I get into the real problem that wrestling in general has, and I want to talk about it.
Okay, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you go in, but I am gonna say this: AEW
bringing excitement.
I think it's a better in this day and age. It's a better and more entertaining brand, and I see a lot of fans kind of gravitating towards it. But at the same time, WWE is that, that's the devil, you know what I'm saying? They say the devil you know and the devil you don't. You usually go with the devil you know what you're gonna get out of. Matter of fact, Vince McMahon used that before, that terminology. I'm trying to get Stone Cold to sign with him or something instead of Eric Bischoff. But at any rate, shout out to Eric Bischoff, man. They just humiliate him any chance they get. But I just think that AEW, it's more technical wrestling. I think it's better wrestling. WWE just has like the extra money and all that stuff behind it, but I think that people enjoy it more from just like a straight up wrestling enthusiast. I think that people gravitate to AEW more than they do to WWE, because WWE just be like, man, here, let's give The Rock X amount of millions of dollars for 2 appearances, and then everybody's gonna show up for The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I haven't personally watched AEW because I think I am one of them WWE boys. Like that's what I came up with.
It's a lot of them, bro. Like it's 2 million of them that just stick with them regardless and won't even. Well, not 2 million. It's 2 million people that gonna stick with them. Well, 1.8 if you watching Raw, but Roman Reigns keep it around 2 million because he's the only. I'm being honest with him and Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch maybe are like the only 2 things that's like keeping people around. Pat McAfee too. Pat McAfee is killing it on coming.
Pat McAfee is amazing at when he decided to stop punting for the Colts, which wasn't a bad career move. Even though he's like the highest paid punter ever. He was great, guys. He was great, and that's because we had to punt a lot. But at any rate, bringing on Pat McAfee was huge. He's a huge personality. And he actually loves the sport, and you gotta love that. He's like the Tony Romo of WWE, except he doesn't do WWE stuff. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
He did have a match with Adam Cole,
and let's not forget, he's a world-class athlete. Okay, let's not forget about that about Pat McAfee.
And he's trolling Adam Cole. He's like, you left WWE because of this guy. Because you know Adam, well, you don't know, but Adam Cole does this, baby. He like, you left because of this guy.
I love it, and that's still more entertaining. That's bringing more entertainment to it. So, man, shout out to him, and man, shout out to Vince McMahon, kind of turning the reins over, because he's got to stop being the face of WWE. It's time to. Triple H is doing the best he can to like try and be the face of it, but Vince McMahon rears his ugly head every now and then, his steroid-ridden head. But that's all right. But that's my thought. What do you think is going on? I know you got some super insight into this.
So I look at, I'm a business nerd. I look at stuff and want to know how I can fix it, because I'm that super nerdy dude who just sees something and like, I can fix that. So, but before that, before I get into that spiel, AEW, to me, I like WWE's wrestling style more. I like the story-driven wrestling, because I hate AEW does this, well, not all matches, but certain performers, most of the Young Bucks and like certain people like that, they'll do like 20 moves and do like 5 finishers, and they'll just get up like nothing happened. I'm like, I like that old school like WWE game where you get droggy after you get tired.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you've been to a fight. Like, it make it feel like a fight, even though in a real fight, everybody just blows their load and just goes all out at the beginning. but yeah, but the real problem I see in wrestling is because I saw CM Punk say, what we're doing is bigger than what Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hulk Hogan did. Hulk Hogan is completely hated. And I'm like, nah, fam. They bring in 6 million, 5 million people with the NWO. I don't think we'll ever see another NWO.
We want to see an NWO or
DX.
Or DX. I mean, Attitude Era, we'll never see any of that ever again.
Plus, TV is dying, and this is the biggest problem. Joe, did you know that guess the average age of people that watch wrestling in 1997, 98 during the Monday Night Wars?
It had to been me. It had to be like what, 97? So it had to be between like 7 and 13-year-olds. Had to be. I know I was tough.
Yeah. Oh, average age was 24.
At 24?
Yeah, that was the average age. Guess what the average age of AEW and WWE is now?
I gotta say 35 or 36.
AEW 47, WWE 54. Now, 1996 was how long ago, Joe? How many years ago?
Ooh, a lot.
Yes, that's about 25 years.
Yeah, it's a good 25 years.
So 24 plus 25 is 49, which would be between 47 and 54. Wrestling ages, the average has stayed the same.
People that love wrestling are still watching wrestling.
The problem with that is, no one's talking about this issue. They talking about competing with each other. Young people don't watch wrestling. Joe, most of the people I know watch wrestling is either my age or older. I'm 30. Yeah, I know, fair. Shout out to Trey. He been on this show. He watches wrestling. My friend Nick watches wrestling. I know a few kids that watch wrestling with their dad. But the majority of kids I know, specifically in my neighborhood, none of them is watching any form of wrestling, and they think it's lame. They think it's actually like, yo, bro, wrestling for real. I'd rather watch Logan Paul vlogs. They have like Maverick shirts on, especially white kid.
Yeah, or they'd rather watch that, or they'd rather watch somebody play COD,
or watch somebody stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
So WWE,
like, I can't watch somebody play Dragon Ball Fighters this week. I'm like, what? And I never turn this game on.
Yo, I got Dragon Ball Fighters, bro. We gotta play.
Get your ass beat, dog. I've been watching somebody stream. Look, y'all talking about AEW versus WWE. It's gonna be Zelmay versus Joe with an all Goku team. But the thing is, I'm not buying no characters, so I'm only playing with base people, and that's just what it is. I'm not paying $5 per person. Are you kidding me?
I bought the Ultimate Edition and got everybody except for like the newest group, like Super Saiyan 4 and them. I got like Ultra Instinct Goku. It was on sale. It was on sale on Steam, and you know when them sales on Steam be killing. It was like $20. I'm like, bet I
I
get
bought it
the.
on sale on PSN, and I'm like, all right, bet, and I didn't get nothing. They just said, no, you just bought the game on.
I forgot what edition I bought, but yeah, but essentially, WWE right now has an opportunity to switch wrestling. They have Logan Paul that has showed up SummerSlam on a Raw and on SmackDown. You have a person that has a huge 18 to 24 fan base. I mean, massive. If you look at Jake Paul, his brother, sells like 1.6 million pay-per-view at $50, right? AEW doesn't have only has 1.4 million people watching for free. Raw only has like 1.7 for free. His brother has $1.6 million buy pay-per-view for him for $50, $60 on Showtime. So his brother and his brother and him has a bigger fan base buying pay-per-views than y'all have, or almost as big watching. And their demographic is 18, well, probably really 15 to like 24. If WWE doesn't take that opportunity, because everything Joe said it was true, and that's why I didn't want to interrupt. Wrestling enthusiasts feels AEW. Daniel Bryant came on TV and said straight up, I had a great relationship with WWE. I love all the people there. It's the feel of the crowd and how they feel watching the show made me want to come here. Adam Cole said the same thing. I love Vince. Daniel Bryan said Vince loves me. He probably loved me too much that he protected me a lot. But I still rather come here because the crowd goes crazy for him. It's a smaller crowd. It's more of a wrestling enthusiast crowd, where WWE have a lot of John Cena type kids and stuff like that, and women who love Roman Reigns, and they may not be as passionate about it. You know what I mean? But it's something about that roar of that just pure grown 40-year-old man just screaming, I love you, and crying. That's like when CM Punk came back. That makes the wrestlers want to go there. So if WWE, which I think they'll win for a long time because they're established, as Joe said, they're the one you know, so they're going to keep that giant audience. But I think if you don't get Logan Paul and try to figure out, you can't just get his advice. You just got to figure out what he does and why that attracts young people, and figure out how to put that in your business. Because if you can, because Joe, if I told you the average age was 24 and 96 and now it's 47 in one company and 54 in the other, what you're saying happening to that whole market? It's kind of dying out, Joe.
Like literally.
What I'm saying. Now, I know that young kids don't be on the internet, so the market is 500,000 young people, but again, if you look at the average age of the people that's online, that said it's probably still around 40, 44. That's still way older than it used to be.
see, my brother, they don't sell these no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't sell these like they used to. See, my age demographic, our age demographic, we went and got these. Kane versus Ken Shamrock. Woo! That was a big deal back in the day. And go get you a wrestling ring. They don't even do that no more. Matter of fact, I think they don't even make them like grown, like real life figures anymore. They got like the little big old strong arms and like short legs and stuff. And you can put them on a little button and you press it and they flip off the thing.
Joe said he wanted back to get that old school love right now.
Come on, look at this here, y'all. Look at this, man. Come on, man. It's Mick Foley, y'all. Come on. This Mick Foley. Y'all don't get that stuff. And this is when it was made by Jakks Pacific, back when Jakks was making all the best toys. This is I had a good childhood. I'm sorry. But I don't mean to be nobody, but yeah, man. I mean, that's a kid is going to be like, I want the new wrestlers. Or, we used to buy, you can have Shawn Michaels, but do you got Shawn Michaels with the white pants. You can have Shawn Michaels, but do you got Shawn Michaels with the DX pants? You know what I'm saying? Like by a million of the same wrestler because they had different outfits, man. So,
but that goes back to what I think about why you got to figure out with Logan Paul. WWE has an opportunity. They just signed that Olympian. What's his name? Stevenson? Gable Stevenson. So that's lit. You can figure out how to do him. But WWE doesn't make characters outside, like I said, Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Becky, like those few. They don't make characters people care about. AEW does, but it's to a wrestling audience. Like when we came up, I didn't even care about wrestling until the NWO showed up. And then when they showed up, I'm like, who these dudes look cool.
Honestly, I think for me it was Monday Nitro, and they was in Miami, and they was fighting outside, and they had the pool. They was fighting in the ring in the middle of the pool, and I'll never forget Rey Mysterio did some kind of shit, and like they all landed in the pool and they ended the broadcast. I was like, oh, that was awesome. Oh, shit. Man, WCW, man, they had a huge roster and they had a 3-hour show. WCW was popping, and they had, I mean, I'm telling you, like, if you go back to the video games, because they used to go show you like the last 3 minutes of a random ass fight between the Blizzard and somebody, you know what I'm saying? And then like you get that main event stuff like towards the end with where NWO been just talking stuff all day, and Eric Bischoff being who he is, and I don't know, I like Eric Bischoff. I'm sorry, I like him.
But Eric Bischoff was really smart. But the thing is,
he's very smart.
NWO blew. That's why I said the CM Punk thing, saying what we did was gonna be big as them. I'm like, it's not. It's not. What they did was they got casuals. CM Punk, you make pro wrestling fans go like cry, right? But if you talk to people that casual wrestling, they don't care. You know, they're like, and so Daniel Bryan, great wrestler, and so, and like I said, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall wasn't big as y'all, probably, but Hulk Hogan was bigger than your whole company. Hulk Hogan was famous. If you don't think Hulk Hogan was how famous he was at that point, you don't realize how big
Michael Jordan level of famous.
That man show up and crowds go crazy. And some people argue at that point he got stale, but that's what made the NWO special. He was stale. He'd been doing it for 20 years, the same routine. He was John Cena before John Cena, doing the same thing. And then all of a sudden, he just hits, who was it, Macho Man? And then does the leg drop and joins the NWO. And they, what? And then start wearing air guitar like a rebel. And then all of a sudden, after that, you get DX, in which got so many kids in trouble for telling the teacher to suck it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then all of a sudden, the biggest stars was made up. All of a sudden, you got Stone Cold, who literally would go to the boss, flip him off, and Stone Cold Stunner and drink beer, which everybody wanted to do if you worked.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Like, let's talk about the Attitude Era and the NWO era. That wasn't good wrestling.
No, wrestling now is way better than it was back then.
Huh?
Wrestling now is way better than it was back then. But
yeah,
I cared about the story.
You just had Stone Cold, all right, you know, but it was like the story behind it. Undertaker had one real wrestling move, and that was just twist your arm around when he gets on the top rope and then hit you in the shoulder.
Yo, to be honest, Stone Cold could wrestle though. People don't realize it. He was the ringmaster before, but then he became
a grappler for a while there.
Yeah, but then he became Stone Cold. He didn't have to. All he had to do was go out there and stunner everybody in the arena. I remember on Sunday Night Heat. This got me to watch Sunday Night Heat. He went, in fact, he was searching for Jeff Jarrett, who wouldn't show up to Raw, so he was on Sunday Night Heat. And Stone Cold literally chased him all around the building, and he stunned everybody he came in contact with. A dude just won a match. Jeff Jarrett ran in the ring, ran out. Stone Cold picked the dude up. He was like, yeah. Stone Cold flipped him around, flipped him off, and stunned him, and then walked off and looking for Jeff Jarrett.
Prime Stone Cold.
And then The Rock was the coolest dude you ever seen. This man wore Gucci shirts before Gucci was popular.
Who didn't want to be The Rock back then?
like he would pause and just wear glasses and be like, in a Gucci shirt with like wind blowing and like going back.
And like mad arrogant, like everything opposite of Stone Cold at that time. And that's like you had to choose a side, and I never chose a side.
You couldn't.
It was hard. It was hard to because you love Stone Cold and you love The Rock. And then Triple H sneak his little head in there every now and then. It's like, no, this is Cerebral Assassin. He got
But he was cool, but it was a level to them two. Rock and Stone Cold was on another level. And then the next tier would probably be NWO and DX. And then after that tour, it'll probably be Undertaker and the Ministry of Darkness. And then after that, you'll probably have like the people you got now. Like if you took Shawn Michaels away from DX, you'll have like CM Punk and all their types, and they'll all be in this little era. Then underneath that, it probably like right under that be like Roman Reigns, what he is doing now. But I think Roman Reigns is rising, so it's like a different. But wrestling
it's versus though.
Yeah, it was WWE
versus The Rock. The Rock versus Triple H. Sometimes Stone Cold versus Triple H and The Rock.
but yeah, there's no wrestler right now that's seen right now that's probably on the level of The Rock, Stone Cold, and Hulk Hogan. John Cena got probably the closest we got in a long time.
He got a lot of good buzz for a while there.
I think he's right there on that Hulk Hogan. He was right there. He's doing movies now, so maybe he can get into that level. I think Roman Reigns have a chance to, but he still got a lot of work to do because they messed him up early. Like if he had this run in his earlier part of his career, when he's 36 now, when he was 30, he had this run. I think you'd be seeing something tough. But so we'll see what they do. But you got to get that young people, and you got Logan Paul in the door. Use them. How do you get this 18 to 30-year-old demographic, Logan?
He just got to show up.
Well, that's all he got to do. I'm just talking about he ain't gonna show up every day because Logan does everything. He's boxing. He just go everywhere. You can't count on him just to show up and get money because I don't even think that's gonna bring views. I don't think his fans care enough about wrestling. Like, oh, that's cool. He was on there.
Hey, if he headlines WrestleMania, I think that's the one.
They not gonna give him that spot. Like he has to put work in to get that spot.
I don't know, man. Not in this day and age. You don't have to put no work in if you're already popular.
But they're gonna make all the other.
I got more viewers on each of my videos than y'all get every Monday and Thursday. What you mean you're not gonna give me the headline? What you mean? I'm not doing it then. Then where you at, WWE? You powerless.
But I think he got too much stuff he want to do to build it, though. So I don't think he would even. He was on WrestleMania this year, by the way. He was at WrestleMania. So, but yeah,
just to show up. I mean, he will pull up. I know that he does do that, man. Shoot, we've seen what happened with LeBron with the flip phone. He pulled up to WrestleMania or Raw, one of them.
Yeah. So and LeBron even mentioned Jake Paul after his fight. Like, you got Cleveland popping. So, but yeah, wrestling gotta figure it out, man. It's an interesting conversation. Cause wrestling right now, when we were watching it, Joe, all the time, I still watch it, but I don't watch it as much. But I watch it because I'm intrigued by the Roman Reigns character. I think he's cool. AEW intrigues me. I watch it a little bit. Some of the matches make me upset because I ain't into all that like continues. But that's cool. People like it, and I ain't never gonna tell you not to like. Because my style is my style, so I'm never gonna tell you that. But they got WWE is letting all the top wrestlers go to AEW because they rather be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what that was. Something just jumped off this thing. It looked weird. I don't know what that was, but something just jumped off my computer into this background. But we ain't gonna talk about it. But wrestling is in a weird place, and they are, even like I said, AEW is 47, so it's not like it's a age gap between WWE and what's his name anymore. It's not like, oh, WWE is all 50-year-old men, and AEW is like 30-year-olds. No, it's 50. It's 47, 54.
Right.
And WWE got a lot more probably casual old people, so that's why their age group probably old. The 18 to 49-year-old demographic is only like 500,000 on both of them, 600,000. That's an insane number, by the way.
That's like watching the stories. Like, your grandma and your mama didn't watch the stories every day since Victor being a youngster. and they still watch to see what Victor gonna do today. And that on Young and the Restless. So that's what happened. You just become old and the wrestlers, and that's what we got going on. But I'm gonna always keep my head poked in. I don't necessarily watch the whole episodes or nothing, but you know, they make SmackDown and Raw trend every time. So on Mondays and Thursdays
Our
or
wrestling
Fridays.
fans are passionate. They mention it. They mention every match. Every time something happens, they talk about it. So if every wrestling fan talk about it on Twitter every time it happens, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, 100%. But my man, Zell May, you got anything else today, man? I know I had a good time, man. We talking about verses, man. Verses. And it's me versus you, it's you versus me, it's Kanye versus Drake. Sometimes it's Boosie versus Lil Nas X. It's the verses every. Sometimes it's Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates.
Who's gonna create the half monkey, half human?
Absolutely, it could be. You know, it could be fighting with a lot of things, man. But versus, that's what it is. I don't know. I'm hope we kept our composure together, in a much better way than I feel this first week of Michael Irving and Stephen A. Smith. I bless. We want to keep Molly Querum in prayer this week, and we also want to get her umbrella.
Yo, can we talk about how they chose to pick two of the loudest people and thought that was a good show?
At 10 o'clock in the morning, dog. That means if you in California, it comes on at 7. Bruh, I'm not waking. They about to lose their whole morning demographic on the West Coast because I'm not getting up to hear this shit, man. I'm sorry.
So they just yelling. The other one, I'm like, bruh, stop.
Hold on, Michael. Hold on, Michael. Hold on, Michael. What are you talking about? What? There's the wrestling promo right there.
Old school wrestling promo.
Old school wrestling
promo. A lot of
promo.
spit on the mic.
Michael Irvin.
Yo, shout out to Coach Mac, my one of my high school coaches who got the defensive coordinator job, and I quit right after because he spit so much. He used to spit. Me and Dontrell got like the visors. We wore them in practice because we was doing safeties. He was a safety coach before. So we had visors because he spit so much. And we wore visors in practice.
Yeah, man. Well, you wasn't doing something right if he was in your face that much, dog.
No, what he do is he'll sit us all on a knee, right? Like everybody getting in front of me. He'll sit like this and he'll just talk. And we'll all be like lined up, me, Red, Chubb, and Dontrell. We'll just sit there in front of him like this on a knee. And he'll just sit in front of, what we gonna do today? And he just starts spitting. And we gonna do this drill. And we just like, yeah. And we gotta look up at him because we looking down, he get mad. So we had to look up and just, I'm like, bruh. So we got vibes. Me and Dontrell got vibes. I think everybody had vibes except for maybe Chubb. But Chubb sat in the back, so he didn't care much. We was in the front, so. And another story about him too, by the way, before we get off. He spit at one of my cousin's graduations so much the mic shorted.
That's highest key, pretty epic right there. That is just.
Hey, I gotta keep it 99.
Got to.
By the way, merch link in bio. It's been at the top left the whole day. So if you've seen it, it's been crossed. Do you hear me? You see that right there? That unit code, that do you hear me? That merch is done. So go get you some of that merch, man. And then we gonna get out. Yeah, and remember to keep stomping. Why? Because maybe you buy my merch and I can feel like I'm important. Something amazing can happen.
Peace.